Welcome to my madness, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be taking a look at this DC Direct Superman and Batman Public Enemies Shazam. Now, I've got a few of the figures from this line. I like them a lot, mostly because I like the Ed McGuinness art style. And I don't just like it in the comics. In fact, I honestly think it works better in action figure form than it does on the comic page. It's just kind of got that shorter, squat, wide look, and it almost makes like DC characters look like, Masters of the Universe characters. And there's just something really cool about that look in action figure form. I like it a lot. Again, I like Ed McGuinness. I like his comic book artwork, but it really shines in action figure form. But anyway, we've got this, you've got the basic stuff here. You've got the other figures in this particular wave. And I can't remember how many waves there was of this. Honestly, I don't remember. 3, 4 waves, something like that, of these figures with that same style. So I've got a few of them and very much looking forward to cracking this one open and adding it to the display. So let's just go ahead and do that. And here we have the figure, and he comes with absolutely no accessories. I don't think any of the figures in this line come with accessories, but it looks really good. I like it a lot. Now, this is just a modified version of the same buck that they used for several of the characters, Batman, Superman, Atom, all that kind of stuff. There is some extra sculpting done on this one because, we have his kind of flap there from his suit that comes across. We got some molding there in the sculpt there on the lightning bolt on the chest. We've got new pieces there. He does have the belt, and he's got the cuffed boots, which add an extra point of articulation for this figure that some of the other figures don't have. And then as far as the articulation itself goes, you've got the standard back and forth and single jointed knees, single jointed elbows, standard shoulders there that, just get you some rotation, a little bit in and out, and that's about it. You got rotation there on the wrists and then rotation only at the head. But again, DC Direct, you're not buying it for articulation, you're buying it for sculpt and paint, and I think they did a fantastic job. I love the cape. It's a nice soft rubber right there. You got the soft rubber pieces here as well. All in all, it looks really good. I dig that head sculpt quite a bit. I think it looks really fantastic. Got a little bit of blue highlighting there, which looks really, really good. Nice kind of a darker gold accent colors here on the wrists and the chests and the button and on the chain around the neck and on the fringe of the cape. Really, really solid figure. Looks really good. Great representation of Shazam. And again, like I said, there's something about this style that it's like a cross between, DC and Masters of the Universe. Like, I feel like you could put this in a Masters of the Universe display. So, really cool. I like it a lot. But let's go ahead and get some other figures up here just to kind of do some comparisons and see how he stacks up with figures you might have in your collection. All right, so we've got a nice wide variety of DC figures from several different companies, both imports and stuff that's made here. Well, not really made here, but certainly made by American companies. So we got Mattel DCUC here. We've got Revoltech, Mafex, Mattel Multiverse, and SH Figuarts. And then, of course, we have the Future Superman from this same line, from that Batman Superman Public Enemies. And you can see a lot of similarities between the two of them. Pretty much overall same build, same height, same everything. And again, just kind of gives that Masters of the Universe vibe. But you can see, if you collect 6-inch scale stuff, I mean, this Shazam, just like with that Superman there, pretty much fits in with any 6-inch scale DC stuff that you might have in your collection. Looks pretty damn good. All right, so let's talk about price here real quick. Now, I picked this dude up on clearance at a local shop for $10. That's a phenomenal price, absolutely worth it, hands down. Average price I see on most of the figures from this line go for are usually roughly around the $25, sometimes $30 range. It depends on the figure. I know there's a couple of them, like the Batman and the Metallo, that tend to be worth a little bit more. But most of the figures in that line you can get still new in package for around that $25 mark. And, I say it's worth it. Again, you're going to pay $25 to go, buy a Marvel Legend or a DC Multiverse or, Jada Toys Street Fighter, whatever it is, right? Like $25 is not out of the, realm of possibility nowadays to pick up an action figure. Now, some people are going to say, well, because of the articulation, it's not worth as much. I get that. I really do, because obviously there's not as much engineering that went in to this figure as goes into other more modern figures. However, if you're just like me and you're more concerned with sculpt and paint and overall look of the figure than you are articulation, it's totally worth it. But really, that's a personal preference thing. Absolutely, for what I paid for it, it's totally worth it for pretty much anybody. But maybe you adjust what your value is on something like this based on how much you care about articulation. Either way, it looks fantastic with other 6-inch scale DC stuff that's out there. And for me, that's what I care about. So that's it, guys. I appreciate you watching. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. And always remember to enjoy your collection.